my name is Michael Tobe and this is my spoken reflection video. So imagine a classroom where every student is actively involved, confident in their understanding, and is supported every step of the way. Today, I'm going to discuss a technique that I used in my teaching practice during placement that helped make this possible, which was explicit direct instruction. And how I use a formative assessment strategy called Check for Understanding using individual whiteboards for each student. Through this approach, we can create a more inclusive, responsive, and supportive learning environment, ensuring all students have the opportunity to succeed. When I selected this strategy, my placement school had already integrated checks for understanding using whiteboards, alongside explicit direct instruction model, commonly known as the I do, we do, you do. This meant students were familiar with clear modelling, scaffolded guided practice, and regular formative checks, which facilitated the smooth implementation of techniques in both English and math lessons that I taught. The school also employed ochre slides that visually displayed the icons for each stage. I do, we do, you do, providing students with clear visual cues to follow the lessons and progression, enhancing their engagement and understanding. During my placement, I made several meaningful improvements in how I implemented this technique. For example, I began giving students a set amount of time to complete their responses after noticing that some students would take longer than others, which helped me maintain lesson pacing and ensured fairness. I also made sure to provide extra support and scaffolding to students who required additional guidance, such as repeating instructions, rephrasing questions, or checking in individually. Another key improvement was staying consistent with my instructional language, using clear, familiar routines like park it, chin it, bin it, to keep transitions smooth, minimize downtime, and maintain the student engagement throughout the lesson. In addition, I improved the way I checked for understanding by asking follow-up questions and prompting students to explain their thinking, rather than simply confirming right or wrong answers. These adjustments made my teaching more structured, efficient, and responsive to students' individual learning needs. Through this process, my thinking has evolved. At first, I saw techniques like explicit direct instruction and check for understanding as just structured routines, but now I realize how powerful they are when applied with intention. I've come to really value research-based strategies because they provide a strong foundation for what works in the classroom. Seeing the impact of these techniques, like how quickly students respond to consistent cues and clear modelling, has shown me that effective teaching isn't about doing more, but being deliberate and evidence-driven. As a developing teacher, this experience has really shaped how I approach my practice. I now see the importance of constantly reflecting and refining what I do based on student outcomes and feedback. It made me more confident in using research to guide my decisions and more motivated to keep building on techniques that supported all learners. I have also grown to see how inclusive education has become something I value deeply. I've learned how important it is to make sure every student feels seen, supported, and capable of success, no matter their background or ability level. This means being intentional about the strategies I use, making learning accessible through clear modelling, visual supports, and different instructions. I've realized that inclusion isn't about adjusting for a few students. It's about creating a classroom culture where everyone feels valued and has equal opportunities to learn and participate. Moving forward, my main goal is to keep strengthening my use of explicit direct instruction and structured teaching strategies. I want to refine my pacing and make sure every student gets the right balance of support and challenge. I also plan to keep improving the way I give feedback so students clearly understand what to work on and how to do it. My personal goal is to build a classroom that's warm but strict, where students feel cared for and respected, but also understand clear expectations and boundaries. I want to continue being reflective and research-driven, always looking for evidence-based strategies that help create a positive and focused learning environment. Thank you.